Welcome to the 8th oldest stadium in the country, Vaught Hemingway in Oxford, Mississippi, home of the Ole Miss Rebels, where the fans never lose a tailgate and don't plan on losing the game today. We're really looking forward to this matchup. We've got a team that's made its way into the top 25, now trying to pass an all-important road test. As we'll see, the number 13 team in the country, the Tulane Green Wave, taking on a team looking to get into the win column, the Ole Miss Rebels. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. The Rebels will put toe to leather to crank us up. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. You think the fans are ready for this one? The booth's shaking underneath us, guys. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Gets it out to the 25-yard line, a gain of 3. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? But if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A-game for this one. They've circled this one all off-season, so they better be ready to bring it today, Dave.
And the hardest thing to do in college football... on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. From the gun, running back gets the gift. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1.
This offensive line better figure out a plan for this D tackle. He is tough to block with one guy. You might want to start double-teaming him. He's going to be a problem moving forward. You saw all of his ability on that last one.
Thompson to throw. Pressure coming. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
Just got to wonder, too, guys, if the crowd didn't impact the offense. They're playing on the road on the first third down of this football game. Incomplete. The idea here, I think, just punt it away and see if you could regroup, because this environment is hostile.
Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. The offense lining up for a first down play. And off to Jones. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball.
He'll toss it. Oh, gives him the tough stiff arm. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few. It's third down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. He'll pull it on the read. And the ball's out, and they're after it. And the defense jumps on it, and they get that turnover.
Fumbles are great when you force them, and you're always thinking about it as a defensive player. But, man, when the weather conditions start to come down, it starts to rain, and you know that ball's a little bit slick, and you know more runs are coming, you really try to get to that football. Nice job getting the football out, falling on top of it, forcing the turnover.
Running back searching for a hole. Able to pick up a couple down to the 27.
Yeah, and the running back didn't get much here, but, you know, you clearly want to always establish the tempo, run the football, be consistent, make that defense physically meet the challenge.
Thompson wants to throw. He makes the connection. And they finally haul him down, but not before the good catch and run.
That is an excellent throw by the quarterback, finding the window between the zones and delivering that ball on time.
Leaves it with the back. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Handoff from the shotgun. Gets it inside the 10, picks up a yard. They'll mark it at the 9.
And a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
Now on 4th down, they'll send out the field goal unit. Neal boot one from the right hash. He ought to be able to navigate that angle from this distance. Between the uprights, it's good. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0. After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. They coughed it up on that last drive, but the defense really bailed them out, holding him to a field goal, Jesse.
Yeah, and I think the offense kind of got away from their identity a little bit on that last drive, David. They got to kind of get back to doing what they do.
Yeah, and hold on to the football. I mean, defense just did their job. Stopped them, held them to a field goal, limited the damage. Now it's time for the offense to get the momentum going again.
4 wide out set, 2 on either side on 2nd and 10. Getting some heat. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
Yeah, and this has been a struggle for this offense, protecting their quarterback. It's priorities, mission number 1, right? Every single game you go into. Last week, I think a lot of the reason they lost was because they gave up so many sacks and hits on their quarterback.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now 1 more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Nowhere to go, and now the ball's out. Completely lost track of where he was, and he takes the safety.
And you just have to have better field awareness if you're on offense. They're understanding that, A, you're in the offense, and B, where that back line is, David. That is not good news taking a safety.
No, and you want to make a play, and you want to make something happen, but you got to realize where you're at on the field. He doesn't do that, and guess what? Cost his team 2 points.
The Tulane offense headed back onto the field. Had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
They'll try the run. Fights off a defender. Works his way to the 41, and that is plenty to give him a first down.
Well, there we go. We finally see some life in this offense running the football. Nice game to pick up the first down. Got to get more of that going moving forward because they have not run it well.
That one did not go well. Tackled in the backfield for a loss of 6. So no room to run there, and you wonder after that loss on first down where they turn now.
Yeah, and that's why it's so important for the defense to win these first downs, right? You want to create negative plays to make this offense so much more predictable.
They've been running it, but now the pass. Going to try to get it himself. Ball is loose. They recover their own fumble. How in the world did the offense avoid that disaster?
Man, and this is why you practice 5 points of pressure with the football. You cannot put the ball on the ground. Doesn't matter how many defenders are around you or how hard you get hit. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win games.
And a good pickup there. They'll move the sticks for a first down. Let's see if they try to get another snap before the quarter expires.
That's the end of the first quarter. The score, Tulane 5, ole-miss 0.
This Tulane offense has a great drive going. They'll throw it on first down. He finds his man.
I really like this slot receiver because of his shiftiness, and you see that on his route run. Really nice job creating separation for his QB.
Looking at a 2nd and short now. Motion trying to get the defense to show its hand. Little touch pass to the receiver. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play. I think this offense needs to think about just doing things a little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
Makes a connection. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. Looking for space. It's Hughes.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run, then you open it up to the passing.
They'll put the tight end in motion. From the red zone, it's Hughes. And he has had a long day at the office, not to mention the backfield, as the defense has been all over him.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
It's a draw. He showed it all there. A little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down. New set of downs right on the doorstep for this offense. They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches.
This defense has got to get better at tackling in the open field or gang tackling, because if you need 3 or 4 guys to bring a guy down, have fun with that.
They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. Powers forward. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Green Wave. Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
And he did make that extra point, no issue with the treacherous footing.
Tulane 12, ole-miss 0.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Kick it off.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. And the last time they had the ball, they wound up giving up a safety, Jesse.
Yeah, that was ungood the last time they had the ball. So they got to do something here offensively to get into a rhythm, running and throwing the football. Try to find that consistency.
And try to find something positive with this offense. Forget about the safety. Those don't happen very often. Try to get some first downs together, get some good mojo going.
Big play to start this drive. Now they'll snap it from the 39. They're going to go right back to him on first down.
Just a simple power play. Again, not sexy, run the ball up the middle, physicality, offensive line gets to assert themselves, run block, which they love to do. This pays dividends down the road in the fourth quarter.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Dropping back, it's Howard. Unloads to the wideout. And you just don't expect your junior quarterback to get fooled and to throw it into double coverage like that.
Well, on that last play, you'd like to see the quarterback be a little bit more accurate and give his guy a chance to make the play. That ball wasn't even close to his intended target's body.
Tough slanting in there. Picks up a couple, but still needs 2 more on fourth down. And the Rebels send out the punt unit. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Never had a chance. What coverage to get down there and knock him down inside the 10. Tulane has it back in the offense, coming out to go on the attack. If you like old-fashioned, grind-it-up, run-over-'em football, that last touchdown drive was for you, Jesse.
That was impressive, man. Great blocking up front and tough physical running by these ball carriers, David.
And now you wonder how the defense responds. Like, are they going to get way more aggressive to try to stop the run? I got to do something to break the rhythm of that running game.
Bad news for the defense. They gave up a first down on a scramble. Good news, though, they got a lick on that quarterback. That is a dream shot for anybody on defense. So, yeah, you might have made a good play individually. Good job, bud. Attaboy. You might get a helmet sticker for that, but you're also going to be in the ice bath after the game.
That incompletion leads to 2nd down and 10. Thompson to throw. He hurls one deep down the left side. And a big play on the outside. What a job to keep those feet in bounds and get the completion.
How great is it to have a running back who can basically run your entire route tree? You don't see a lot of guys line up and down the field, get open, and make a big play. This dude is special.
Might have to give that coach a flag and a whistle. He was right on, and his view of the play, and the officials agree and overturn the call. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. Off the RPO, quick throw to the right. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on 3rd down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and settle down.
Tulane forced to send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Not going to risk a return here. Calls for the fair catch and makes it just around the 30-yard line. The Ole Miss this offense ready to go back to work. Not a lot of time left here in the half. Let's see if they can cut into this lead.
And this drive isn't a must score, but, man, you look at the scoreboard. You're down 2 scores. Jesse, you got a good opportunity. Create some momentum. Cut it to a 1-score game. This is an important possession.
Yeah, it's important to create that momentum now, David, too, and not wait to get it going here at the start of the third quarter. You've got one drive here to get a couple of points. You've got to start erasing and chipping away at this deficit. This could be where the game turns right here.
Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks for the first down.
And here we go. If you're an offense, you've got to get that ground game going so you can have some balance, and then you give it to your quarterback, Palmer, and let him make some plays down the field later on.
Yeah, exactly. And coming into this game, this offense
Throws toward the end zone. Intercepted. And they get the takeaway and prevent points from going up just before the end of the half.
What a nice play by the DB there. When that rain starts coming down, the ball gets a little bit heavier. The quarterback throws the ball a little bit lighter. DBs can take advantage sometimes of some underthrown balls, go out and make some big plays.
First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. About to start here in the second half. Tulane will kick it away. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. Those 2 first-half turnovers really damaging, and the primary reason they find themselves trailing to start the third quarter.
And this is an offense that prides themselves on taking care of the football and then having explosive plays. You know they're playing angry right now. They're mad. They know they're the reason why they're down in this game, so I expect them to come out here, lighten it up here after the first drive of the second half.
Yeah, and this defense playing fast, playing physical, forcing things into action, forcing those turnovers. They played really well in this first half.
Again, this is a running back that can hurt you running it between the tackles, and he's dangerous out in space. They like to throw it to him out on the perimeter as he picks up a couple of yards there.
1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. They'll run for it on 3rd and short. They finally make the stop, but the big run is plenty to move those sticks for the first down.
You're down, obviously, at the half. We had a conversation. We got to come out and put points on the board. And, Jesse, it looks like they're going to start with the ground game.
And I love this, David, too. Regardless of whether they're losing or they're winning, come out here and try to be the most physical unit here in the second half. Get this run game established.
And, yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
Not in lockstep there with the receiver. Now facing a 3rd and long from the 50-yard line. To throw, it's Howard. They've got the screen set up. At the 40, there he goes. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. In search of their first touchdown of the game, they are on the move with a 1st and 10. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
This defense really is on their heels. They've been on the field now for a long time on this drive, and they're just getting pushed around at the point of attack up front like we saw in that last play.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You can tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
On second down, looking to throw. Grabbed over the middle. It's Coleman. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Ole Miss. You know what? Methuselah lived 969 years. He was born and died in the amount of time it took them to walk it down the field and score that touchdown.
That's just so frustrating. Play after play after play. You line up, you try to do your assignment, and you fail, and they cap it off with a touchdown? Oh, Methuselah.
From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. And he's able to pick his way through the traffic nicely for a good return on that one before he's brought down. The Tulane offense headed back onto the field. Looking for room, it's Hughes. Breaks the tackle. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down.
Man, who says you can't run up the middle anymore, right? Everybody thinks, I got to make big plays. I got to go way out to the left, way out to the right, way out in space. Nope, right down the middle. Nice blocking. How about the running back? You could tell the speed, the wheels, does a great job getting down the field, making a huge rushing play.
Thompson wants to throw. It's complete to the right. And that is a nifty bit of navigation to get through that traffic and get the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the first down.
And listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, I love teams that commit to the run, and when it's successful, keep running the rock.
Yeah, David, I think this offensive line right now, they've got a lather going. They're really sort of getting in the groove and flow of this game. They're just getting tremendous push at the point of attack. It seems like every single time they decide to run the ball.
Gets it inside the 30, down to the 27, a pickup of 6.
Yeah, this coaching staff, they're getting this offensive line lathered up and into a rhythm. Now they're letting them drive off the ball on first down on these running plays, and they're getting chunks of yardage.
Got 6 on first down, now a lot of options on second and 4. It'll be a draw. And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
Third down play from the gun. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
How nice is it as a defense when you can drop 7 guys in a coverage, only rush 4, and still get home? That makes you feel good if you're the D coordinator.
Now on fourth down, here comes the field goal team. And he missed it. No good. Still up by 5 after missing that chance to put a little padding on it, guys. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. On that last drive, defense had no idea what was happening, run or pass, and it wound up in the end zone, Jesse.
Yeah, you saw the experience in this offense that last drive, too, on that touchdown. Everybody on the same page. These guys have repped these plays over and over in practice and in games, and it's working, Dave.
Yeah, so I got to find a way to disrupt it. I got to find a way to maybe be more aggressive, maybe blitz, mess up this rhythm they got going.
There to make the stop, and we've played 3 in this one.
That's the end of the third quarter, which was presented Tulane 12, Ole Miss 7.
They've changed ends of the field, now facing third down as they go back to work. Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. Caught in the backfield, it's Diggs. Still running at the 40. Running toward the tape. Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3. A big throw, catch and run on that one.
How about that job after the catch on a critical third down? He's able to make people miss. He's able to use his speed. Ball was thrown out in front of him so he could advance it, and all of a sudden, this offense set up first and goal.
To the air, it's Howard. Setting up the screen. Touchdown, Rebels! They move on top here in the 4th. They're going to go for 2 here and try to extend that lead to a field goal. He'll ride his man on the option. He'll toss it. He gets into the end zone for the 2-point conversion, and the cushion is now 3. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. From inside the 10, here he comes. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Tulane has it back in the offense, coming out to go on the attack. They go to the ground. Gets it out to the 25-yard line, a gain of 3.
A small gain, I know, but again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass, make him honor the run game. You've got to do a lot of this.
The give to the back. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27. Fairly manageable distance here on 3rd down from the 27. From the gun, wants to pass. Working that left side now. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
The big defensive tackles in the middle, they're not always the best pass rushers, but they are strong, and I say country strong. They put their hands on you, you feel it. They lock people out on the line of scrimmage. They create separation. They wrap running backs up, and usually they don't get out of the midst of those big boys.
Pocket starts to collapse. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with a sack.
That's a good example there of complementary defense. The DBs and linebackers are playing zone, they're playing their spaces, and they force the QB to have to hold the ball, try to work through his progressions, and then the pass rush, they win up front.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. He'll pull it down. At the 40, there he goes. And this defense's head is spinning. He gets it down to the 27.
Well, I'll tell you, he picked a good time to have his longest run of the day. Really nice job there, feeling the pressure, buying himself some time, and then taking off and getting north. And just so gifted when he's in the open field. That's going to really give a jolt to his offense.
It's a draw. They make the stop, give him 3 yards on the carry. Ball's at the 24.
And it's just simple. Simple 1st down run, showing your physicality, setting your offense up in a good spot.
The give to the tailback. Plows through the defense.
And I would just hate to be in the shoes of these defenders trying to tackle this running back because, of course, you're so afraid of this guy shaking you and using his elite speed to make you look bad on a highlight film somewhere, but you forget this guy can still run you over. And you saw it on that play.
On 3rd and short, the run and looking for the 1st down. There's a live football. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery.
What a missed opportunity. You got an opportunity after that drive to go take the lead when you're trailing. And now you turn the football over, give the football right back. Defense needs to come out, bail you out, get a big stop, get the ball back so you can try to take the lead.
He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a 1st down for this offense.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? This is what got this team in this position to win this game. Aggressive offense, taking shots. Here we are in the 4th quarter. They've got the lead. Why stop now?
And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Pressure got to the QB that time. He was trying to find his check down out of the backfield, but the hit forced the incompletion.
Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line.
And with a lead like they have here in the fourth quarter, no question this offense is going to continue trying to pound the rock. They're going to run the football and try to ice this game.
Catch in the middle, it's Coleman. And the catch was one thing, and the run even better. A big pickup on that one. We have arrived at the 2-minute warning, a one-possession game as this offense tries to hold on. The Rebels are rolling down the field. They'll run the ball. The clock is on their side. They finally get him on the ground with a big running play, moves the chains for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Out of the gun, the running back has it. Makes the tackle at the 23-yard line. Give him 10 yards and enough for the first down. And the Rebels come to the line with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, the running back looking for room. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Ole Miss. That one will put a little extra distance, give them a little cushion down the stretch.
And there was a little bit of hope, but you just snatched away with that touchdown. This game is now over.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point extends the lead to double figures at 10. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Middle Tennessee is lighting up the scoreboard right now thanks to a dazzling offensive display. They're up by 20 over Marshall. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. They've got him pinned back in a world of trouble, and listen to this crowd coming through. Thompson to throw. He wants a big play here late. And that pass is intercepted. Not a lot on the return, but they can live with that as they've got it at the 49.
It doesn't get any better for your defense. You know exactly the situation in the fourth quarter. Everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception. It's not icing on the cake yet, but it's getting pretty close.
Takes the handoff. It's Diggs. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down.
Man, that's the advantage of having a good coaching staff that teach these players in this type of situation with the lead late in the game. You want to stay in the field of play and keep the clock ticking. They do that after that nice run.
Now on second down, and we'll probably see another run, and that might do it if they can get a first down. The run to the right. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the first down.
Yeah, they've had a day. And it's the complete and total offense. They got the ground going, and obviously this is why you see him. You're going to feature him because he can churn those legs, get those extra yards, but they've had balance, throwing for touchdowns. Like, this offense has been very complete today, and that's why they're winning so big.
They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Coming after it. It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining.
Well, this defense felt coming into the game that if he was going to try to throw from the pocket, they could get to him and affect his accuracy, and they did on that last play.
And after this play, the cake will be baked. The give to the back. Running with power. And they'll find their way back to the line of scrimmage, and now it's time to find their way back to the locker room as this game is over. All business today for this ball club. They come out and they get the win.
And that's all that matters. It's not always pretty. You don't always do everything you want to do or check all the boxes. But at the end of the game, Jesse, you want that W.
No doubt about it. They made the plays they needed to make in order to get this win. I thought the quarterback showed tremendous poise, good leadership throughout the course of the game. Defense made stops when they had to make them. So, right, there were some things they're going to need to clean up moving forward, but ultimately they were the better team today.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.